The Alabama Farmers Federation and the Alabama Farmers Cooperative proudly present Simply Southern with your hosts Jim Allen and Mary Johns.
Hello and thanks for joining us for Simply Southern. I'm Mary Johns.
And I'm Jim Allen. Ever notice those bushes that look like they've been twisted? Ever wonder how they're grown? Well, wonder no more. Today we're gonna show you.
I've worked with other people, and you either have it or you don't.
What do you want to be when you grow up? It's a question almost every kid is asked throughout their childhood. Thanks to Southeast Worlds of Work, many South Alabama students now have a better idea of how to answer. Sydney Phelps likes to show folks how to grow bonnie plants, but today he's showing a group of ladies how we produce this TV show and how to grow herbs in a combination pot.
But up next, we'll see how a tale of romance and international espionage resulted in one of Alabama's most fascinating attractions.
What sustains us? Food? Family? Faith. Alabama farmers live those things every day. They conserve our resources, clothe our families, and fill our tables. They cultivate jobs for our communities and values for our future. Farmers grow it all right here in Alabama.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
Farley and Jermaine Berman were prolific collectors. He, a lover of military history and weaponry, and she, an enthusiast of art and sculpture. In 1996, these lifelong passions became the cornerstone of an exciting new museum in the couple's hometown of Anniston. But the legacy the Bermans left behind is only a small part of their fascinating story.
The way they met is one of the most interesting aspects of their story. They were actually spying on each other.
The Berman Museum is a cornerstone attraction of the Anniston Museums and Gardens. An eclectic mix of art, sculpture, and military history, this popular attraction was made possible by a local couple whose story deserves its own exhibit.
They met in World War II, and they were stationed in North Africa. He was involved with intelligence attached to the OSS. Jermaine was a French national working for the resistance, also in intelligence. There was a leak of information and there was a mad scramble to try to find the double agent. So he was spying on her to see if she was the double agent. She was spying on him to see if he was the double agent. That's how they met. Got married after the war, came back to Anniston where Farley Berman had grown up.
In the years following the war, the Bermans built a considerable collection of everything from ornate Remington bronze sculpture to spy gadgetry straight out of an Ian Fleming novel. In 1996, Jermaine and Farley's mutual passions for art and history became the basis for the museum that bears their name.
The Berman Foundation still owns the collection. It has an agreement with the city of Anniston to operate the museum. We have an extensive collection of Remington bronzes, as well as others, Charles Russell and some other sculptors. But we have all kinds of weaponry, from the very first type of firearm, which was a hand cannon, all the way up to the automatic weapons of World War II, and everything in between.
And what would a museum dedicated to a couple of spies be without a little cloak and dagger?
A silver ink pen.
Well, it would look like that when it's in your pocket, but when you take it out.
Oh, wow.
One thing I definitely learned from a visit to the Berman Museum is that a gun can come in many unexpected forms. Whether it's the James Bond variety or the myriad weapons used throughout the modern age. But the weapons of war and espionage are only part of the history you can experience here. Medieval knights, images of the Old West, Napoleon's vanity set, Hitler's tea service. Folks, you could spend hours taking everything in.
The Pearl Harbor exhibit, we had opened that several years ago, but we redid it recently to focus on the stories of the 3 people from this area who died at Pearl Harbor. We've really tried to tell their stories and make it a more personal experience.
The Berman Museum has become a valuable resource for area schools, hosting field trips throughout the year and providing fun educational experiences like their I Spy program for younger visitors.
Children come in and they will have a clue, and they will solve that clue by going through the museum and finding out, answering that clue. They will find the Berman secret agent if they answer all clues correctly somewhere in the museum. And that secret agent will tell a story about that topic for that month.
Situated near the popular Museum of Natural History and Longleaf Botanical Gardens, the Berman Museum is just one of many attractions available in the Anniston area. But Farley and Germain's collection make for one of the more unique stops in this part of the country, and word's getting out.
Last year alone, we had people from 46 states who visited, and 7 different countries. So we get that a lot when people come in and they're just shocked. They're not expecting to find a collection like this in Anniston, Alabama.
What an amazing story, and I'm sure the museum was fascinating to visit, Jim, but the couple themselves, they just sound like something out of a movie.
Yeah, Mr. Ford got to know the Bermans before they passed away in the 90s. Aside from spy and military weapons, Farley had a collection of Rolls Royces, and he'd often dress up in classic chauffeur style to pick up military officials visiting Fort McClellan.
What a life and a legacy. It's nice that their life's work is preserved for future generations to enjoy. When Simply Southern continues, more than 4,000 8th graders from Southeast Alabama, Southwest Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle have a better idea of what jobs will be available when they graduate, thanks to a day at Southeast Worlds of Work.
Soybean is a very versatile product. We make crayons out of it.
A lot of the combines you see rolling through the fields have a lot of plastic side panels that are made from a soy product.
The soybeans that we grow on our farm mostly goes into chicken feed.
Soybean production in Alabama employs over 10,000 people.
We grow some of the best soybeans in the world.
We go the extra mile to make sure when our name is stamped on it, we know it's the best product we can produce.
They take you where you want to go, where you need to go, and sometimes where you thought you'd never go. If we're lucky, the road of life is smooth, and the curves are just part of the adventure.
All for a better life.
Enjoy your road. Alpha Insurance.
All for a better life.
Pay your bill, file a claim, and more with the Alpha To Go app.
A farmer has to live on faith. We do all we can do, but we can only control so much.
Alabama is the 2nd largest poultry growing state in the nation, so we're trying our best to grow all the corn we can for that.
What we produce not only feeds and clothes all of the United States, but about half of what we make goes on to the world market.
We've been able to improve yields, have some things that can help us produce a better crop. I'm proud of the product we make and proud that I can say I'm an Alabama farmer.